Hi, hello friends. I am Basraj from Davangere. Friends, ಈ ಎಸ್ ಎಲ್ ಸಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್, our SSLC students are not in touch with their studies. So I received many phone calls from the parents of SSLC students. Very painful requests I heard. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದಿಸೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ impossible thing, I know. So and then I spoke to some of my students. They said, sir, we have revised everything, we learnt everything. So when I asked questions, even they answered all the questions. Yeah, okay, right now they are ready to write the exam. Okay, what about after 1 month or 15 days or 1 month? So for that also you need to be in touch with the studies. For that I told my students, then you at least ಒಂದು ದಿನ at least ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಕೂಡ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. It is good to remember the things. If you leave the subject 1 week or 15 days, you forget everything. So for that I told, revise it. Sir, we are getting bored of revising the same thing. So for that I advised my students, and not only my students, most of SSLC students, to go for YouTube channels. There are a number of channels which are giving wonderful videos and very useful summary classes. So keeping that in mind, this idea originated in me, and then so we have started our own channel, Digant E Academy, to fulfill the needs of SSLC students. So as a first step, so I would like to start the first lesson, or hero, with a complete revision. So just by keeping 10 to 15 points in your mind, or just revising 10 to 15 sentences, you can recall the whole story. You can revise the whole story. Students, revision is very important along with your studies. You might have learned everything, but you have to revise it every day. So keeping that point in mind, just I'm making this video, and I request all SSLC students to go through these videos. You follow me in Digant E Academy YouTube channel. Okay, students. So A Hero, written by R.K. Narayan, and is a wonderful story, as you all know. It's a very comedy story, as you all know. But you have to revise everything. So you have to recall everything. So there may be a question of 4 marks or 2 marks. And even there may be even extract and even multiple choice question also. So for that you need to be ready with all type of stuff. So how to remember all points, all the related points of the lesson? For that, here is a technique. So just I listed 10 to 15 points, 10 to 15 sentences. So you just recall these sentences again and again, and you keep all the story in your mind. And when exam comes, you can write any type of questions. So this lesson, as you all know, this lesson begins with an event took unexpected turn to Swami. Most of the time now, unexpected turns come in the life of Swami, as we all know. So here is such unexpected event that happened in Swami's life. So that was a newspaper incident. So the lesson begins like, Swami's father was reading newspaper, and he asked Swami, "Hey Swami, listen to this newspaper report." So for that, the complete para can be remembered in 2 sentences. Swami's father said to listen to this newspaper report. Then when it is a matter of newspaper report, we must know the report. What was the report about? The report was about a village lad who fought against tiger. The village lad who fought against tiger. So there may be even questions on this newspaper report as well. So what was the newspaper report about? Like that, multiple choice question can be answered. So remember each and every important point, students. Then Swami opined that, Swami decided to tell that the boy must be grown up and strong one. He did not accept that a boy fought against tiger and killed it. So he started arguing with his father. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ತನ್ನ ತಂದೆ ಜೊತೆ ವಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಳಿತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಹುಡುಗ ಒಂದು ಟೈಗರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅವನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಲಶಾಲಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಾದವನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, then father, you have to remember this. You must be grown up one. This is the opinion of Swami. If you remember this point, you can write 1 or 2 sentences. Then father did not agree Swami's opinion. Then he said, courage is important than strength and age. Father said, for Swami's opinion, courage is most important than age and strength. But Swami disputed the story, this point. You can write one more sentence using this keyword. Swami disputed the theory with his own example. So he said, suppose I have courage. Father, I'm a small boy. How can I fight with the tiger? ಎಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾದವನ್ನು ಅವನು ಮಂಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ತನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯವನ್ನು ವಿರೋಧಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಬರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ತಂದೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಾದರ್, so okay, you have courage. This is the story which happens continue with continuity. Swami's father said, okay, you prove your courage just by sleeping alone in my office room. For that you can remember, you can use this. And the father said, sleep alone in office room and prove your courage. So then Swami thought my father is joking, but when he came to know that he is not joking, he is very serious about his courage, then Swami thought it's a joke, and it's not. He tried to divert his father, telling that father, ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೇಗೆ ತನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯ ಗಮನವನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಸೆಳೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಫಾದರ್, so we have brought new bats and balls and our captain told you to join us. Then what was the reply of Swami's father? Yes, Swami's father said, we'll look at that later. First you decide to sleep alone in my office room. Then inevitably Swami started asking some excuses. ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯವರು ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸ್ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳಿದ ನಂತರ Swami started asking some excuses, like so for that I used this short sentence. Swami, he asked to excuse now. From the first of the next month I sleep, father. Then no, you have to sleep tonight itself ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ he continued with some other excuses. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅನೇಕ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅವನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ let the light on, let the light of the room on, father. No, you have, for this Swami's father says, you have to learn to sleep in dark. Then after that Swami continued for another excuse. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕತೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ ಫಾದರ್, ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ದ ಡೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೂಮ್ ಓಪನ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮೀ that you should not get up, or you would not get up from the room and run away. Then inevitably Swami agreed to sleep alone in the office room. So this is how the story develops. Then when it come to the matter of if anything wrong, stop, pause my reading in case of then Swami started complaining the situation of office. Swami complains that office is dirty and full of scorpions. This is very important key point, and you have to remember, students, to develop any 4 marks answers and 2 marks answers. What was the complaint of Swami about office room? If any question asked for 2 marks, you have to remember this. Your office is full of dirt and there may be scorpions behind your law books ಎಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಅವ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೀವು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ inevitably Swami slept alone in the office room. ಆ according to the advice of Swami's father, he slept on the table. So as night advanced, Swami remembered all the stories. It was very dreadful experience. It was very fearful experience for Swami. That dreadful experience keyword you have to remember. Dreadful experiences at night. During that night, he remembered all devil stories, like Mani, who said there is a devil at the end of the street, and Muni Swami, so who was beaten by devil, and a old friend who was kidnapped by a devil and put it in Nepal. So these all stories he remembered when he was sleeping alone in the office room. So then he tried to sleep. He was not getting sleep. ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ನಿದ್ರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಿದ. So he tried to close his eyes forcibly. So as he closed his eyes forcibly, so he had a nightmare. He had a night dream, fearful dream. So of a tiger which was chasing him. So then ಅವನು ಟೈಗರ್ ಅವನನ್ನು ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಟೈಗರಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಓಡ್ತಾನೆ. So he runs a lot, but he got his leg stuck in the mud. Then suddenly he woken. So he woken up and he saw Swami. He woken up from his dream and he saw an object. He thought it was devil. So that is why I wrote devil. Means for Swami it was devil, but it was a burglar. So he saw an object coming towards him. Then Swami decided to somehow get rid of from this situation, and he bite on that moving object. Suddenly there was a screaming. So another key point, students, screaming, "Hey, something has bitten me." This is a very popular screaming, or else even it can be asked for extracts. Even it can be asked for exactly, "Hey, something has bitten me." Who said this? As you all know, a burglar said this, or burglar screamed this. So who has bitten him? Yes, a hero of this lesson, Swami has bitten him. Then we can continue with another key point. So burglar was caught. When that scream reached the corners of the house, suddenly a servant, father, and cook came and caught the burglar who was screaming. The next day, this was the incident changing Swami's life. So a common student became a hero. The next day, there were congratulations. There were congratulations from his friends who started to look at him with respect. So this respect can be, just remember this word respect, and patted, and true scout. Using these three words, you can develop 3 sentences. This is the power of key points, keywords. So how we can develop sentences? Let me tell you. All Swami's friends started to look at Swami with respect, and Swami's teacher patted his back. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅವರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ. ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ HM ಟ್ರೂ ಸ್ಕೌಟ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Means HM, headmaster of the school, said you are true scout. So these are the different type of congratulations showered on Swami. And there may be a chance of asking 2 different questions on this particular keyword, congratulations. Like, how are congratulations showered on Swami? How are congratulations showered on Swami? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ? Congratulations were showered on Swami as his friends looked at him with respect, and his teachers patted his back, and the headmaster of the school said, "You are true scout." Thus, congratulations showered on Swami. You can write such answers for any 2 marks question. And there may be another question on this congratulation word. Most confusing, question. Why were congratulations showered on Swami? For this, congratulations were showered on Swami as he helped to catch the notorious burglar of the district. So this is how we can, remember the story using congratulations key point. next key sentence or key point is the inspector. With respect to this situation, the inspector said, "Why don't you join police when you grown up?" For this, Swami said, "No, I want to become." Swami, what actually Swami wanted to become? You all learned, no? Yes, Swami wanted to become an engine driver or a railway guard or a bus conductor. So nicely he refused the So this is how Swami nicely refused the offer of police inspector. The next key point. So after this incident, everyone started looking at Swami like a hero. Thus, a common Swami become a hero. So question may be asked like this. How did Swami become a hero over a night? How did Swami become a hero over a night? For this, so if you remember all these 10 to 15 sentences, if not all 15 points, at least 10 sentences, 10 points if you remember, you will get a good stuff of answer, and then you can get out of 4 marks for 4 marks question. And there may be another question for 4 marks. What was the dreadful experience of Swami that he had at night? So ಅವನು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲೋನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಲಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತುಂಬ ಭಯಾನಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅನುಭವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ again you can start from the beginning 1 or 2 sentences, and then afterwards exact answer will be from here. Dreadful experiences at night. He remembered all the devil stories of Mani Swami and of his old friend. So like this you can link all sentences, and then you can develop very easily 8 to 10 sentences. So then Swami become a hero at hand. Then the story ends, the lesson ends. So at the night again Swami, he went to bed very early. He wanted to escape from his father's insist, because father wanted him to sleep alone all the days. So he knew his father, and he had his dinner, and he went to bed very early. But father, after his return, he asked Swami, "Where is he? I want him to sleep alone." But Swami's mother and grandmother came to support Swami. So we have only one son, so if something happened to him, who has to bear it? Please let him sleep wherever he wants. Thus, there is a famous sentence at the end, Molly Kodli, means you people are loving him too much, and then you will spoil his future. So don't blame me at the end. So this is how the conversation develops between Swami's mother and father. Dear students, so this is how you can use very simple sentences, simple words to remember the whole lesson and prepare for the SSLC annual exam. Okay, keep in touch with us with Digant Academy YouTube channel, and wait for other videos.